Lester, here we go again. That's right, it's time. What was this? Well, I don't know what that was. It's time for another episode of Colin from Canada presents Colin from Canada's Good Junk. This time we're dropping episode 22. We got a special guest today. Lester, I don't have to tell you, although I will. I need you on your best behavior. There's a guest in the house.
What the hell is this?
I speak jive.
Will you stop?
As God is my witness, I thought turkeys could fly.
They think they got the answers. I change the questions.
You don't like it? We don't care.
What a dumb thing to do. I bet you wouldn't have done anything like this if Mom and Dad were here.
A recognized symbol of excellence in
Dramatic comedy. Friends, welcome. You know what that means. It's Colin from Canada. It's Lester. This is Colin from Canada presents Colin from Canada's Good Junk, episode 22. It's a very special episode as we have our first live special guest that will be appearing today on the show. We've already told Lester he needs to be on his best behavior. I am always on my best behavior. Guys, yes, no, fingernails are at a minimum this week. I got it. Now, we stood up, but today we're just gonna do the relaxed pour. No song and dance, no bells and whistles, just a casual, cool looking guy. You know, I think of the Marlboro Man or, Johnny Depp a la 21 Jump Street or Brad Pitt on a movie poster. That's the feeling I got when the camera was upon me and I was pouring this Diet Coke. Guys, come on. I almost did the ceremonial sip without putting the lid on the Dr. Seuss tumbler. Ceremonial sip is good. Also have the large coffee. Dollar drink days, you don't do one, you do two. It's the welcome, and I am welcoming you into the fold. Good week this week. Girlfriend and I went on a little adventure. We have photos of that for the camera roll. Good haul in the thrift store pickups, and I screamed like a giddy little girl when I found one of these VHS tapes. We're gonna get to it in the thrift store pickup segment. But first, you know what's first on the docket. Do I have to say it? Let's get it. Guys, I didn't even see that. And, we gotta get it. There it is. Back to it. Guys, the pen is taped. Amcan Connection, greatest tag team walking the earth today. You know it. King of YouTube. I've already been crowned by my producer, Lester. There's the crown. Good coffee is always free. Let's turn the Beatles poster around and hang it vertically. While I'm here, let's take a look. Can we look closely at the poster? And look what I found. I was at the dollar store with Lynn Riddell, aka Mama Canada, aka Queen Mother of Canada, and we got the magnets, the magnet clips, and luckily the doorway, there is some metal in the doorway, so the magnets work. So I am not using tape every week to put up posters on a door that my boss doesn't know has posters. My boss doesn't know I even have this show. And the paint is coming off the door over every poster. Ceremonial sip coming back to say hello. Back to what I was saying. Boss doesn't know the tape is coming on and off and the people only put one coat of paint on that door. So the paint's coming off. So, magnets, no more tape. Magnets, no more tape. Episode title. Hello. 2 sips of coffee and 2 sips of Diet Coke. You at home, in the armchair / couch / beanbag chair, perhaps bed of nails, recognize caffeine has entered your host's bloodstream. Lester, I gotta cool it. Let's roll the bumper to get to the thing that's coming up next.
Could be the beginning of the end for the King. The King's in trouble.
Friends, it's the first segment. We go in order on this show. We used to but now there's a comprehensive order that I like to stick to, and it's 5 VHS from the collection. If I may do a little tidbit of a story, was in the Goodwill last week, and they had a beta VCR. Wow. I beg your pardon as I belch out of my mouth. Goodwill, beta VCR, Sony. It was a good one, modern, not old school. They wanted $70 for it. I passed. Power karate. Hunks with hats. Tai Chi for arthritis. Stretching to the classics. Friends, the room attached to the bedroom in the basement of my home holds the media collection that I possess, and in the southeast corner of that room, I think that's correct, there's a pile of goodies that I take 5 out of each week. This introduction should be shorter. Let's get right into it. Fast Getaway 2, the sequel to Fast Getaway 1, starring Corey Haim. This time we got Cynthia Rothrock in the sequel, and if we can zoom in, and you can just keep close watch on the heads of these two people and the bodies of these two people, I'm guessing early Photoshop, if you get what I'm saying. The heads just don't look right. Nelson Potter is in trouble again. The baby-faced kid with the devilish grin is no longer a safe-cracking security problem. He's a wise-cracking security professional whose business is going bust. It seems a mysterious gang keeps knocking over the banks Nelson is supposed to be protecting. But Nelson has a plan for growing up and blowing up everything in his way. I think I understood what they were trying to say there. Revenge of the Dead? From Lightning Video, the dead shall rise, the living shall suffer. This bizarre tale of madness and blood-chilling horror focuses on the mysterious findings of a European archaeological team who discover the existence of a powerful, unstoppable force that allows the dead to return to life. Within the confines of these obscure archaeological digs lies a mystical power known only as the K-Zone. A scientific team dispatched to investigate the strange phenomenon accidentally releases it. Before they can reverse the effects of their indiscretion, I don't know why I laughed at that, they are brutally killed by the very cadavers they restored to life, thus unleashing a hopeless, unrelenting flood of destruction with no end in sight. I can catch my own breath while reading. That is 1984. He drove his mighty monster on a trail of revenge. He's Steel Cowboy. I recorded this earlier, but it failed miserably. The description is far too long. Also, it's ripped right here. So we're just going to admire Steel Cowboy from afar and wonder what it's about. Starring Rip Torn, Jennifer Warren, and James Brolin. Real Cops on Mean Streets. You know, Cops was a very popular show. This has nothing to do with the show Cops. This is a... Excuse me. Real Cops on Mean Streets. Come along as we go with Real Cops on Mean Streets, where they put their lives on the line every day. You will see actual crime scene footage and even an amazing SWAT team gun battle. The real action videos capture everything from robberies in progress to bloody gunfights. Also see interviews with the people behind the badge as they tell you how it really is for Real Cops on Mean Streets. Little bullet points of what you're going to see in the video. SWAT barricade encounters. Actual shooting of a cop. They probably could have put that number 1. Robberies in progress. New crime-fighting equipment. Fiery car chases, and much more. Watch America's finest as they collar the suspects and demonstrate that crime does not pay. Warning, contains violence and actual uncensored footage. No nudity. Parental discretion advised. View at your own risk. Okay. This could be very much along the same lines. Ultimate Fires. Fire. Nothing scares us more. This fascinating video takes us right to the scene of our worst nightmare. Deadly, real, and terrifying. From simple brush fires that soon turn into uncontrollable maelstrom to homes, factories, skyscrapers, and the wide variety of other life-threatening blazes. Excuse me. See up close and personal not only the people but the equipment and means they use to combat these deadly fires. Most importantly, learn from these experts how you can not only prevent fires but very possibly save yourself and your family's lives. Guys, that was 5 unique VHS from the collection. There's still hundreds more.
Deliberate chokehold here right in front of the referee. You can get away with that as long as you break before the count.
Lester, Lester, I think I can tell that story. It's not that embarrassing. It's kind of funny. I think the friends, you want to hear it, right, guys? Lester, let me tell the story. Okay? Okay. So Lester and Cheryl are having dinner last night, and it's fish and chips. So Cheryl says, pass the vinegar, because she wants to put some vinegar on her fries. And the vinegar is passed. Cheryl gently applies some vinegar to her fries and begins to eat the fries. And there's no tart, I guess you could call, tarty taste, sharp taste to the vinegar, because in the vinegar container was in fact water.
You have no idea who knows me. I'm not the rancher. I got marbles here. I have 2 boobs, not 6. Do you know you have scratchy toilet paper? And how can you run an election race and nobody knows how to do the ballot, but everybody knows how to pay all that money at that stadium? So where's your priorities?
Friends, when there is an animated Colin from Canada introducing the thrift store pickups, it means it was a good haul this week for the thrift store pickups, and we are going to get to it with no further interruptions. John Doe hit. Doe hit? John Doe hit. John Doe hit. Doe hit. John Doe hit. Friends, without any further ado, we're going to turn to our left. We're going to get started here. Let's start with the DVDs/Blu-rays. Purple was the 75% off color at Goodwill this week. So How to Train Your Dragon and Coco on Blu-ray, $1.25 each. Simon and Garfunkel, Old Friends, live on stage. Lewis Black, In God We Rust. I am a fan of Lewis Black. Antonio Sabata Jr., Shark Hunter on your DVD format. Please and thank you. And while we're dealing with sharks, it's Night of the Sharks on DVD format. Thank you very much. CDs, Lewis Black, The Carnegie Hall Performances. Lewis Black, The End of the Universe. Any more Lewis Black? No. Ray Charles Anthology. The Who, Endless Wire. Just a Bossa Nova collection. Can't go wrong with Bossa Nova. Again, the Time Life series. You know I've gone on and on about this. This is 1964, and judging by the cover, that's how I do it, because I haven't put them in a goddamn spreadsheet. I don't think I have this one. So, you know. Under the Boardwalk, Pretty Woman, My Guy, Louie Louie, Chapel of Love, Leader of the Pack, GTO, Really Looking, you know what I'm saying. Miles Davis, his greatest hits. Internal Bass, Another Taste. 10 new tasty urban grooves. So, have no idea what to expect from that, but, you know. I'm a little under the weather. I'm getting over a little bit of a sickness. Not like episode 9. You remember the Michael Jordan flu game. I'm not letting myself get there, guys. Not for you. We're fighting through it. Do you like mouse pads? Surely not everybody was kung fu fighting. Just a mouse pad. And it's kind of funny. Couple of books. Race Against Time. This is the, and I always thought these were choose your own adventures, but they're not. It's just a case of as you go through the book, each chapter has what time it is. Kind of like a 24 in a old paperback. You have been here before. So this buddy over here, Edith Fiore, apparently was reincarnated, or she studies reincarnation and, you know, all that jibber jabber. We got the notebooks to help put the show together. Always get those. Canada's Gigantic. This is a picture book of giant structures all over Canada. You get what I'm saying? Okay. Cobain. Can't remember if I had this or not, but it's the Cobain, and it's all the articles ever written about Cobain from the pages of Rolling Stone, put together in a lovely hardcover book. Guys, it's time to get to the VHS, and this is where I screamed like a little girl in the thrift store, and people weren't looking because they don't care. It's the last video that made me scream like a little girl. There's 3 total. Let's get to it. Richard Flint's If You're Single. How to accept where you are in order to find what you want. And when I want to know, well, first I recognize what I want, and then I go and get it. But if in the process of going to get it, I need guidance as I take off this price tag, I want you at home to know that I am trusting this man to get me there and to find what I want. VHS number 2, it's Sports Bloopers for Kids. Meet Coach Dweeb Blooper Man Howard Can't Spell. That's from ESPN Home Video. Friends, it's time for the last VHS of the thrift store haul, and this is, in fact, the VHS that made me scream like a little girl in the thrift store, because we've seen this man before. We have laid eyes on him in a previous episode, and I was masterful in pronouncing his name. Fans of the channel, do you know where I'm going? It's the greatest hits of country line dancing, Volume 2, starring my man, your man, John Doethit. John Doethit. I'm beginning to believe it's John Doethit. Doethit? I think I'm getting it. You guys remember, it's part of one of the bumpers. Okay? This is Volume 2. And I will read the back, but I won't because it's the same as Volume 1. Except my favorite part is where he lets you know that it's direct from the floor of Jerry Ann Dowell's Ranch Restaurant in Auburn, Washington. Johnny Doethit. He's back. Volume 2. Is there a Volume 3? Who knows? But if I see it in the thrift store, we will be purchasing it. Folks, this is a two-chair thrift store pickup. I didn't have enough chair. The stuff didn't, you know what guys. It's a 2-chair thrift store pickup week because I couldn't fit all the stuff in one chair. Just a nice little, really lightweight RCA LED TV. No remote, that's no problem. I have 1 million at home, and you can move to what you need on the side. Works perfectly, great picture. It's good for when I actually go through some of my old VHS tapes that I taped off of TV and perhaps want to convert them to whatever. Really, really lightweight. Okay, that's one thing I got. And the other thing, I'm not gonna, I'll show it to you here. I did not pay $20 for it. I got it for 25% off. So I paid $15 for this, but this is brand new. And this is okay, let me put it down here. It's a selfie, you know, the light. Now, I'm not in front of the light doing my selfie thing, but for the interview later on this episode, we have a guest appearing, and we need to have a nice, bigger tripod, perhaps, that, you know what I'm saying. This was brand new. We've already set it up. You can also remote control it from where you are. So this will be coming in handy for the big interview segment this week on Colin from Canada presents Colin from Canada's Good Junk, episode 22. This has been Thrift Store Pickups. I am amongst some greatness. I hope you enjoyed.
Elbow! Beautiful move that was.
Friends, when you are in the game of news and you are on location, perhaps you are a one-man band, if you know what I'm saying. You are the lighting, you are the cameraman, you are the man in front of the camera, you are writing the script. You have to get everything in its proper place, and everything has to be perfect. And one aspect of the on-location reporting is audio. We need to hear as well as see what you are presenting. And this man does a masterful job of not only reporting, but getting all the key points in, and we can hear it.
Done something that is very good.
He was murdered,
but now he's dead.
Reach out to the man who died.
Do the math.
Your mama, she's for free and everybody knows it.
And here at the range.
Friends, most Sundays, the girlfriend and I visit the Riddell estate and have dinner with John Riddell, living legend, and Lynn Riddell, aka Mama Canada, aka the Godmother, aka Queen Mama Canada. And one Sunday, Dad was preparing ribs, and he made his own, what is it, spice? That, you know what I'm saying? Rub, that's what it's called, rub. He made his own rub, and he followed the instructions diligently. But what he didn't understand was he was making enough rub to fill a jar, not to coat one rack of ribs. Did he apply that whole rub to the entire rack of ribs? You're goddamn right he did. Guys, it was a little salty. Everyone passed. But who pushed through? Who pushed through? Not admitting that he didn't follow the instructions? You're goddamn right, John Riddell. He ate the whole rib.
How much is in butter? How much is in butter? How much is in butter?
John Riddell has just removed the glasses, and we are, I don't know if you can hear me. This is a lightweight weed whacker that was donated to the Riddell family by Joe Galansky. And John is currently weed whacking with it. Guys, if I don't bring you the finest entertainment, I don't know what I can bring you. John Riddell, living legend. Friends, this is the introduction to the camera roll. The girlfriend and I went tubing down a lazy river gorge type area here in the province of Ontario, and I'm gonna hazard a guess that the majority of the 5 photos will be from that very trip. Lester? Please and thank you. Dry cleaning movies, mushrooms on toast. Just a couple of horses' asses. Electric pressure cooker, urinating, passion fruit chest cake, Charles Barkley. Friends, it's time to go through the camera roll as I wonder if I should have cut my beard that short. Photo number 1, this was taken today, several hours ago. Johnny and I were taking Pixie, you know Pixie, to the local park. This woman was perhaps getting ready for a hike or a walk of sorts. Upon driving in, we found her punching her knees. We parked the car, got the dog out. She had yet to start the walk as she was now punching her elbows. We continued walking and she proceeded to punch other parts of her body. And after we completed the walk and were driving away, she finally was leaving her car ready to hike in a long sleeve shirt with a shirt on top of that and track pants with a full dress on top of that. And it's about 30 degrees out. Photo number 2, you know him or her and you love him or her. It's the idiot that doesn't know how to park in a parking spot. Folks, you walk into the thrift store and you just want to get on the intercom and say, whoever's driving the Toyota Tundra, do you know how to park? I'd pay the guy $10 to do that and then film the guy. What? Who's yeah, wicked. Drives me mental. My girlfriend's already shopping. I'm still focused on the guy who doesn't know how to park. Photo number 3, a somber tone after the rage of the guy not knowing how to park. It's a little baby bunny. That is outside the front door of the Riddell estate. We tend to have bunnies around the perimeter, and they like to produce other baby bunnies around the perimeter. It's not the first time we've encountered this, but is that not cute? Photo number 4 is the previous mentioned trip I took with my girlfriend. It was our anniversary. For those celebrating privately, we've been together 11 years, thank you very much. We decided to go tubing down a gorge, a kind of rapid / lazy river. It was about an hour on the water, very nice, very enjoyable, very fun. And we had the phone in the protective, waterproof, around the neck thing, you know what I'm talking about. And we were trying to take photos with the sun on, and you're trying to figure out, I couldn't really see what I was doing, judging by these photos. This is not only photo number 4, but photo number 4, 5, 6, and 7. It's what I like to call a variety pack of just great photos of me. Okay, these are just gonna go by as I, oh, that looks great. Look at me there. I'm a silly boy, look. Guys, that was the lazy river tubing whitewater rapids. My God, hold on tight, not really. Oh, we lost pretzels. You're gonna love this. And I didn't take a photo of this. This would have been the greatest photo of the whole goddamn roll. The girlfriend brought pretzels in the Ziploc bag, and one of the rapids jostled them free from her bosom, and they were floating down the river. And it was a case of the middle of the river is the current, and then off to the sides, it's kind of, you're just sitting there. So we got the pretzels back, guys. We got the pretzels back, and they were unharmed. You can rest easy knowing that. Guys, it's 5 photos from the camera roll. I'm really excited about the interview coming up.
Got him with the ball! He nailed him!
Friends, Lester, your brother-in-law, has accused the police of police brutality, and the council members are not having it. Where will it lead to? Perhaps could again, the ceremonial. Could Ray be barred from city council meetings going forward? I do not think so, because I have over 50 more minutes of footage of him. Lester, let's get to it. Let's see what Ray's up to this week. Roll it.
Raymond Lyman, ridiculous. You calling me a liar? Well, I ain't gonna think about suing the city. Raymond Lyman, ridiculous. You calling me a liar? Well, I ain't gonna think about suing the city. I'm only saying the truth. I was intimidated. That's why I wasn't here. I wanted to sue the city of Scranton. Because I know the truth. I took it to 2 of your friends, and they said it was your name on it.
Well, it wasn't, Mr. Lyman.
Ladies and gentlemen, if I may preface this, aka the introduction to the Deep Cut Deep Dive, this is the very first, dare I say, bootleg VHS I ever viewed as a youth. The first copied VHS in the possession of the Riddell family, thus breaking the law and hoping Interpol would not come after us. As you know, the meeting took place September 9th, 1970 something. That's when you saw the warning on your VHS tape. Guys, it's the deep cut. Let's go to it. Lester? Lester didn't know what clips to take from the Deep Cut Deep Dive, so instead, Colin from Canada is singing over this bumper. I assure you, this is real. Ladies and gentlemen, are you afraid of the diving board? It's okay. You can gently enter the pool. You don't have to dive. I do the diving for you. Of course, it's Colin from Canada presents Colin from Canada's Good Junk Deep Cut Deep Dive. I have been coughing, so forgive me. The show must go on, a la Freddie Mercury. It's the Deep Cut Deep Dive, and we are focusing, let's get a shot of that real quick. We are focusing on the 1984 cinematic masterpiece entitled Cloak and Dagger. Friends, This is a big if you know, you know. Those that know, know. And those that know greatness. And when you know greatness, you know Cloak and Dagger in 1984. If I may get into the particulars, Henry Thomas, have we heard of E.T., anybody? It's Henry Thomas and it's Dabney Coleman. And that's really about it. William Forsythe, if you know him. As we know, it's not who stars in the movie, but how good the movie is, and Cloak and Dagger is a really great movie. Let's get into the particulars. Henry Thomas plays Davy Osborne, a young 11-year-old who has recently lost his mother. It is the summertime, and Dad is working constantly, so Davy is alone for the summer, really. He loses himself in video games and Dungeons and Dragon type spy role-playing games starring Jack Flack, an imaginary spy who becomes his imaginary friend in real life. He does have a couple of friends. One of them is Kim, the girl that lives down the street, and they kind of hang out together and visit Morris at the video game shop and play the latest Atari games. Morris sends them on a secret mission to go downtown to a building that has a vending machine that has Twinkies that he enjoys. So they go on the bus and go down to the building to get the Twinkies. While they are in the building, Davy notices a handoff of sorts and a murder. But you start to wonder, is Davy imagining this stuff or is he really seeing this stuff? People haven't seen the movie out there watching me, so I'm not gonna go into too much detail. But he is handed a Atari cartridge, and there's something different about this Atari cartridge, and Davy has to keep it safe from the bad guys. And in the movie, the bad guys want to get the cartridge back. You get what I'm saying? That's all I really need to say, but definitely worth watching. Hell of a movie, great ending, amazing. Yeah, I don't want to ruin the movie, so I can't really say much more, but you can rent it on Prime and YouTube and all the other places, but as you know, when you're talking to this guy, throw it up, just shoot me a little thing and I'll shoot you a little thing in the mail. You know what I'm talking about. Guys have already done it. There's things in the mail. It's Cloak and Dagger, it's 1984, it's Henry Thomas, it's Dabney Coleman, and the Alamo.
He seems to be getting stronger, Jesse. I don't know where he's getting it from.
Friends, the dream to be on a game show lives in this little boy who has grown up to be some sort of a man. And it lives there now. Let me tell you, if I was ever on a game show and they did the, Colin, why don't you tell us about yourself? I would be ready. Much like this woman was on Lingo.
When things aren't going my way, I'm thinking pasta.
2,500.
Here's the VHS collection.
Your Construction Safety Association.
Tell me more about yourself.
Well, I love to dance, and probably the most interesting thing about me is that I've never had a cup of coffee.
Well, perhaps you find it more interesting than I do, but nevertheless.
Friends, I'm not sure if you've sensed a bit of a hustle in my voice this week. I am filming everything in one single afternoon, and I haven't even done the interview yet. The person is waiting. You hang tight, hang tight. But I feel I've been rushing the show, but perhaps rushing leads to faster dramatic comedy. It's the Gorilla Monsoon aspect of the introduction, and it's, you know what that means. It's the introduction to Gorilla Monsoon. Caffeine lives. Guys, I get the feeling that Robert Morella had a large jewelry collection. What do you guys think?
Did you see that? Couldn't see it from our vantage point. Will you stop? All kinds of pandemonium broken loose here.
Starting to get down to the nitty-gritty.
He's going for the gorilla press. He did it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a battle going on here with no hope for the challenger. We're going to get to the particulars in a moment. You know what I'm talking about. I don't have to say it, but I will. This is the introduction to Colin from Canada presents Colin from Canada's Good Junk Show and Tell. Delta Force Pizza. Delta Force Pizza. Friends, say it with me. You know how we do it. We're going to the right. July 3rd. It's a Thursday. It's 2:57 in the PM. The coughing continues, but I'm going to push forward. That's how we do it here. 9 votes to 1. Absolute dominance by the rowdy one, Roddy Piper, and his tag team partner, Mr. T, taking on Superman, Batman, and Spider-Man bootleg figures. It looks like there's no hope, and there probably isn't, so we're going to say that Piper and Mr. T will go forward, and they are taking on, in a big-time handicap match. Let me just go over it right now. A assortment of toughies from the 4077, starting with Father Mulcahy. Guys, these are 1982 MASH action figures. Of course, come on now. Father Mulcahy. Winchester. Hawkeye. He's going to be the captain of the team, taking on Piper and Mr. T. Colonel Potter, he's the secret weapon. He's got a little bit of flair for the dramatics. You know what I'm talking about. You know you don't know what I'm talking about, because I don't know what I'm talking about. Finally, I wish he was in the dress because it's worth more, but it's Klinger. And on the back, you know, we want to see the back. There's Klinger in the dress. That's the one that's worth a bit more. The Jeep, obviously the medical ambulance, the helicopter, and this guy right here means business. It's the special offer to receive your own MASH 4077 fabric patch. Does that kid mean business? He wants to sell you a 1982 Chrysler, and if he can't get you in that car, he's going to do everything he can to get you in that car. That just came right off the top of my head, guys. That is 5 people from the 4077 taking on Mr. T and Roddy Piper. Did you like MASH, guys, when you were growing up or as an adult? Never watched it as a kid, but grew to really, really appreciate it as an adult. Guys, do I have to say any more? It's the 4077 taking on Roddy Piper and Mr. T in this week's show and tell poll. I probably could have done that. Okay, guys. Vote now. You know how it goes. Will we see a new champion, or will Roddy Piper and Mr. T remain champions? It's all up to you guys. You know how we do it. Let's try to get 20 votes. It'll never happen, but maybe one day. Vote now.
He's definitely working on a submission, Jess. And he could get it.
Friends, on a weekly basis, it seems my mind and heart jump between what segment I love most. And this week, my heart and mind have jumped to the blooper segment here on Colin from Canada presents Colin from Canada's Good Junk. I think you are agreeing as you speak to me. I hear you. Don't worry, I hear you. Lester, you hear them. You hear the friends. They're telling us it's the bloopers. Everyone loves bloopers. Wait, what's that? No, Pig Boss likes the VHSs. But I think I hear Ray, he's saying the bloopers. He's saying the bloopers. Lester, you hear him. A bit of an accent. He's down south. Guys, it's time for the bloopers. What am I doing? Gotta stop saying, What can I tell you? Try again, son. What am I, deep in thought up in here? That's here nor there. You are actually laughing. How are you? On today. Woohoo! Woohoo! Gentlemen, everyone in the universe needs to know. No. Eh, vato, okidoki. I don't know. To have dinner with Lon and Gin? Lon and Gin. Lon and Gin Riddell. Close. How about John and Lynn Riddell? Now, time for the final. That's a piece of glass. Where the hell did that come from? Wow. Fred, so the dinner time with the... Yes. I sense a sneeze coming on. No. Yeah, no. Okay. Again, pardon me for the cough. I'm going to meander myself. Meander? Come on, Colin. Friends, you're going to say in your own minds that the level of brilliance taking place in this room.
Oh, he rammed that arm and shoulder.
No, there was no call for that, Gorilla.
Right into the steel post.
Friends, as much as I want to, I will not. As much as I think I need to, I won't. The box of tissues, not even a thought in my mind. The feet do not need to be raised upon the table or desk, whichever you prefer, it's a desk. The sunglasses do not need to be worn, but the bond is still there. Ladies and gentlemen, friends, words sometimes have an inability to come out of my mouth because the wonderment in my mind at the fact that they haven't left. They're still here. Sometimes it's a blank. It's joy, don't get me wrong, but it's blank sometimes. I am that thrilled with the fact that the partnership remains. And it warms my heart. I'm sure I've said that 8 trillion times on this show, but it's warm and fuzzy. It's safe in there because I know that I am helping provide safety to my viewers, at the same time receiving compensation. But again, we know what the compensation is. It's the joy on your faces that feeds me and my soul and lets me flourish in front of you all here on YouTube. I thought I was gonna lose that sentence, but I got it. Guys, it's time for this week's sponsor. And the fact that I'm in a comfortable place with my heart and mind is all I need and all you should want.
You ever had India food?
Will you please stop?
Catch it.
The Empire of Taste. Will you please stop?
Catch it.
You find escalators everywhere these days, and we take them for granted. But don't take your child's safety for granted. Accidents can happen. Teach them the 3 safeguards. Stand still and don't walk down. Stand steady and hold hands. Stand clear, away from the sides and well within the yellow lines. Don't let this happen to your child. Stand still, stand steady, stand clear.
Friends, let me start off by saying it is an honor, a huge honor and privilege to introduce my next guest. We've been trying, Lester has been countless phone numbers to track this man down, but we got him. And for an exclusive, first ever sit-down interview on Colin from Canada presents Colin from Canada's Good Junk, may I present to you Colin from Canada. Colin, I want to start off by saying how much of a life-changing moment this is for me to have you on the pro. Colin, let me say that the honor is all on this side of the conversation. I've been watching what you've been doing on the YouTubes, and I have been in awe. It is my privilege, not yours, to be sitting in this chair across from you right now. The hospitality that you've shown me is exquisite. Lester has been the best. He was able to track me down through different channels, and once you get to your first question, I will gladly answer anything you have to ask. I don't even know where to begin, nor what question to ask you first. I'm damn near tears. Friends, it's Colin from Canada. I can't. I need to. Take your time. Take your time. Think it out. You'll get to it. I'm not a busy man. I can wait. Okay. Focus. Guys, help me. Give me the intestinal fortitude to push forward, to get to the first question. It's just, I'm in awe. The presence in front of me. I'm gonna stop you there. It's on this side. The love, the adoration. It's coming from this side, not that side. Friends, I'm not entirely sure I can even get to a first question. The compliments that what this man has created on YouTube for you folks is stupendous. Stupendous isn't the word. Monumental. I'm gonna need a minute. Colin, forgive me. The love affair is from both angles, my friend. The love in your heart pales in comparison to the love in my heart that I have for you. Okay? I mean, I guess my first question to you would be, I can't even look at him, guys. He's right there. I could reach out and touch him. You're the special person that I'm meeting. I'm not the special person you're meeting. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little nervous because of your fame and your reach that you have throughout the YouTube community. Millions will see this. This is something dreams are made of. Honestly, it's spectacular. Yeah. To know that the love you have for me is that vast. Yeah. Guys, friends, he's a little tongue-tied, but I will say this. It's been an honor to talk to this man today. Okay? He's not in the right frame of mind to do a closing mention, but I will say this. As Colin from Canada, it's an honor to be in the presence of Colin from Canada. It's truly one of the shining moments of my life. And if this was filmed correctly, I hope you enjoyed a meeting of the mind, shall we say, between Colin from Canada and Colin from Canada. Friends, it's the voice is becoming a bit hoarse as the filming day comes to an end and we are at the goodbyes. I would like to thank my guest for appearing here today. I don't know how well the interview went, so I can't get into particulars, but I hope you have just watched an interview with my very special guest star and it worked the way I hoped it would. Guys, the goodbyes. Email's up there. Shoot me an email. I'll send you crap. I'll write back. We'll read it on the air if you want me to. Whatever. I'd like to mention the Rushmore show. My tag team partner and I will be appearing on the Rushmore show August 28th to discuss the great topic of retro TV dads. Please tune in then. And not only then, tune in every Thursday. They go live at 8 p.m. Eastern. I think I got that right. If I'm wrong, I'll make a correction. But the Rushmore show, they're good people over there and they put on a hell of a show. It's your top 4 and nothing more. I want to say I got that correct, guys. Again, if I didn't, the corrections will be made above me in some sort of idyllic font. Don't cry, it's okay, we're gonna be back next week. I really hope the interview that I just did worked out the way it's supposed to work out in my mind. That's why I'm not mentioning here the guest, because if it didn't work out, we're gonna put it on pause for next week, but you never know. until I and Lester, that's the famous saying you guys love, get to the lab and we start editing to see if that worked. I'm gonna shut it. It's been a pleasure producing and filming this for you in one day. But remember, don't really need to say but there. Remember, Belch coming, excusito up in the Benzito. The pepperettes are a firm $12. Lester knows it and you do as well at home. There is no haggling. The paper rates seinen steifig $12 ein Aufdinger.
A recognized symbol of excellence in
dramatic comedy.